So today we are in Ryan's Volvo 144. Okay, so this is a petrol car. How do I start it up? Just turn?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't here.
It wasn't geared. Okay.
Deepu, you're not doing good.
That's not my name. Please don't.
No.
I'm the cashew man.
That's your problem.
Yeah, it drops down. So what year is this car? The Volvo?
It's a 1974.
1974. And what does 144 mean? Does it have a meaning? I don't know the meaning. Is it just a chassis?
It's a model.
It's a model. So it's like 123, 124 on a Mercedes.
It's basically a 140 series.
140 series, okay.
So you have the 142, which is a 2-door. You have the 144, which is a 4-door.
Okay.
And then came the 240 series, which was the next model.
Okay. These are not too popular in India, right? I don't think there are more than maybe 10, 20, right? I've not seen many.
I think there were a couple in places like Bombay and Delhi, which belong to embassies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, people didn't have much interest in them, and they were scrap.
They won't appreciate it, I feel, because what happens is, sorry. So I think the problem is that they weren't appreciated. They were rough use vehicles, but the safest cars ever, right?
Yes.
They are the guys who pioneered seatbelts, and they never patented it, right? So that's a great thing that they did. We have seatbelts because of Volvo, and that made a big difference for safety.
Jai Volvo.
Jai Volvo. Yeah. So what's with the engine? What type of engine is it? I have no idea about it. I think it looks like a 4-cylinder petrol carbureted.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
How big?
2 liter.
2 liter. Okay, not too bad. And it has a decent punch, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like we're on the wrong side of the road. So any idea on the history of this car? Where did it come from?
The car was bought in Germany.
Okay.
The previous owner, he drove all around Europe in it before he brought it down to India, Goa.
Okay.
So yeah, and even after he came down here, he drove for many years.
Okay.
Before he actually came up for some body work, and then he didn't manage to get it going. Eventually it was sold to a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
And that's where we managed to get it, as he also couldn't get it running. So there were a couple of parts missing on it, which I got from the US and some from Sweden. So yeah, eventually I got it running.
So the color earlier was orange, right?
Yes.
I think I remember it for sale. I'm not sure. On Team BHP. I remember seeing an orange one.
I haven't seen that, but
Long ago. Probably before you got to pick it up, right? Yeah, obviously.
yeah. Well, the only thing that stays still the original color is the interior, untouched. So
Yeah, it's got a quirky interior, right? It has stuff like seatbelt lights, right? You're telling me about that.
Doesn't seem to want to come on now. But
No, it was always working, right? And we would always complain, how do we get this working?
yeah, sure.
And how are parts to source?
Parts are very difficult.
Okay. Compared to the air cooled and all that, right? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if you're in Sweden, you get parts very easily. But from here, it's difficult.
I guess it's also a language problem, right?
Yes. They don't communicate well with the outside world.
Okay. But I thought there are a lot of these in US, but maybe not this model, right? The next one was popular.
Yeah. The 244 was 244 was very popular there.
I guess they drift them and they do a lot of fun things with them.
Yeah.
They take
Especially the turbo version of it.
yeah. They take boost well, I think. Yeah, and the wagons were really tough, right? People used to use them a lot.
Yeah.
So I think, did they color match the interiors with the exterior? Because this has these beautiful orange interiors.
I haven't done that much of detailed research about it, but I'm guessing so.
It's not as easy as, I guess, finding the details of a VW, right? You take your chassis number and you get everything. I don't think it's that easy, right?
May not, but possibly they have all that, right? So.
Yeah, but the other thing is, you don't have like a Volkswagen community like you have a VW community here, right? So that whole thing of trying to find information isn't there for you, right?
Yeah, that is not there.
So you don't know any other Volvo owners, I'm guessing, right?
No.
No. So
As far as I know, this is the only one running in Goa. So.
There are a few of those Amazons, right? I think I've seen a couple of them, but those don't run.
No.
No. Yeah. So you sourced new trim, right? You sourced new
I
mirrors.
sourced, yeah. This car came with only one mirror.
Okay.
So I did get the second one from Sweden.
Okay.
I got all the lights from there.
Okay.
I got a carburetor from there because the old one wouldn't work at all. It would work for like a few kilometers and then give trouble. So yeah.
So you managed on eBay or something, right?
No, I had to ask a lot of favors to get all these parts.
Hey, look, it's a Beetle. A casual day in Goa, randomly see a Beetle. So yeah. Yeah, but the gear shift is not too bad. You just have to be a little more, a little bit more forceful than usual. But it goes in the right spot. It's not like those Golfs, you know. Like I feel like the Golf gets confused with the reverse and first gear, right? Quite often. Mine did. Yours are not so bad.
No, mine is not so bad.
But you tried to find fifth gear once, right?
Yes.
Did you find it?
I broke it.
Oh. At least you didn't break it like I did. Like I broke mine. So yeah, you also changed the wheels, right? You put spacers on it?
Yes, my original rims too were very bad. They were like as good as gone.
Okay.
So yeah, so my next option was to switch to some alloys. So I chose the Skoda Laura alloys, which have a bit of a retro look. So
they're very straight. They suit this car perfectly, you know. Where are the headlights on this? It's got control. This?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Not bad throw, you know. These are new headlights?
Yes, new headlights.
Okay. Your grille looks amazing. I've noticed it looks spick and span. It looks clean. No problem. I should never say these things because if something happens tomorrow, you're gonna blame me.
I know where you live, Deepu.
Don't tell anyone.
No. That's why the internet is there, you see.
Yeah. There's a reason these
to
videos
share information.
No, there's a reason my videos are edited.
Like the reason why you are recording this, to share information. The same way it's there for many other reasons also.
I'm guessing this consumes quite a bit of fuel, right? A little thirsty?
I'm not very sure about that. Yes. And another thing what this car was missing was the brakes. So it
has brakes now, right?
I had to import brake calipers from the US.
But it has brakes now, right?
It has brakes now.
You had to get calipers, okay. Yes. Yeah, they must have been rotted out considering you're saying that the front disc wheel rims, they were completely gone, right? Must have transferred to that. Maybe so both the front ones must have gone or something like that, right?
Yeah, they were missing on the car. There were no calipers on the car.
Okay, so probably somebody was trying something, didn't work out. Do I float it? Impala? Yes.
It doesn't seem to look like one, but okay.
So next time will you let me drive your Impala?
Yeah, you can have this one.
This one?
It's a nice boxy shape also, you know. So very good view, big windscreen.
Same thing, yeah. Should get one of these instead. You should try it. More passenger capacity.
It gives a lot of carbon soothe out.
This is how clouds are made. You don't understand. Nobody understands. This is where clouds are from. You know when people spin their wheels really fast and there's smoke coming out? That's for cloud formation. Can I overtake?
Yes.
I'm taking your permission first. I'm afraid to ruin Ryan's car because he knows where I live and also he knows how to hit. Yeah, but think about it like this, you know, imagine all these round cars, everyone has their curves and you see this box, right? It's a complete different feel, right? You don't have anything like this.
It's amazing how Volvo managed to make the box so beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, Mercedes did it well too, huh?
Yeah, but they gave up. They didn't stick with it for very long, right? Volvo stuck with the box shape for a very long time.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So did you do anything else special on this car? When you didn't do the interiors, right? This is original?
Yes. I tried not to meddle with the interior.
I love it. It looks amazing. It has a lot of taste. It looks like, I don't know, it reminds me of some Mexican material on the seats. And this, whatever they've done for this, the Rexine, is really high quality. It's like Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
And it's got its own quirk, you know, like even these door handles. You don't see this type of stuff everywhere, right? Something completely different.
It's just a lever that you pull back.
And these are heated seats, you were saying, right?
Yeah, these are heated seats. We have this knob here. So you turn it.
I don't think that would, it wouldn't be wise to connect it. You never know what could happen nowadays, right? Like with all that age and all that, it could catch fire, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So yes. This is what it looks like over here in Goa. The beautiful casinos.
Yeah, feel free to take a dip in the sea also.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a lot of byproducts too.
Yeah.
So yeah, apart from that, you have a lot of these little quirky things with this car. There was something else I noticed. Yeah, it's got lumbar support, right?
Yes,
That's
it has lumbar
completely
support. It has rear window demist.
What year is this again? 70?
This is 74 American spec.
American spec. Oh, that's why it has the large bumpers, right?
It has a large bumpers with spring dampers.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that was part of their requirements over there, right? Having this. They even put it on Lamborghinis, right? You know, the Countach had really fat bumpers back then.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll insert a picture into the video. He wants to race, but you know.
We'll let him go, you know.
Yeah. We'll get him next time.
Yeah, we'll get him next time.
So I guess this is Ryan's first time being chauffeur driven in his own Volvo. So he's quite... How is the feeling? What does it feel like?
I'm afraid of my life. He's driving like a maniac. Help me!
I'm not that bad, huh?
If only there was a policeman right now, I could shout for help.
He would ask why the driver's shouting for help.
Bad driver, bad driver.
Did you notice that it has a light for brake failure as well?
Yes.
What does that mean? Brake pad wear? Or
no, it will be probably for brake fluid.
Brake fluid, okay, so it knows when there's no...
Because it doesn't have any sensors on the calipers. So.
Okay. So now, with the future of this car, how do you plan to take care of the maintenance? Because it's a Volvo, it's not a Mercedes. I keep telling everyone that if they're getting into the classic car scene, they should either buy an air-cooled VW if it fits their budget, or they should get a nice old Mercedes, whatever fits their budget, because those two cars are ideal. They're sold all around the world, whatever whatever Mercedes or VW you're looking at, right? If it's an air-cooled VW or any Mercedes, a classic is sold all over. You'll get the parts everywhere, easy to search, easy to find, easy to source. But what is your plan with this? How will you manage things like, let's say the suspension, let's say trim? How will you manage to keep going with this car? What's your plan? Do you have something in mind?
The only plan that I have is to ask for a lot of favors.
Yeah, you're gonna have to...
Which you have to pay back with a lot of interest.
Yeah, but I think there is some level of localization that you can accept, right? Like, let's say if it's a mechanical part that doesn't have to be altered, instead you alter the part to fit, instead of altering the car to fit the part, right? If you can go with that, I think it's no problem, right?
I mean that takes you just that far, like, you know, but you cannot get away with it with every time. I think, you know, there's a point where you actually need the correct thing, and, like, you know, when something doesn't fit. So,
and I guess that localization also creates. Does this light work?
I'm not sure. No.
No, we do not have cabin lighting.
To be fair, the car was not used in the last 1.5 years, so I'm guessing all the fuses and stuff have got carbon on them, so you know.
Yeah, but what we were talking about, localizing the parts, right? I think to some extent it can be done, but then that part becomes one of the weaker links, right? Like let's say you drill something, the part was designed to be a certain way, right? And you're weakening it, right?
Yes.
So I guess going too far with it, like the Golfs, a lot of them have Fiat, they have Fiat and Maruti modified parts, and that reduces the life of the car and the parts that way, right?
See, the problem with like any old car is the common problems are like fuel and electricity.
Okay.
That's why most old cars give trouble.
Okay.
So with things like this, you can mod things with local parts, like with whatever you find in the markets, like from Fiat and stuff like that, like fuel pumps and some electrical parts here and there. You can get away with it. And even suspension, if you can't get the right bushes, you can find some alternatives in terms of that. But when it comes to engine, you would have to somehow get the correct thing. It would be difficult. This car runs on a Stromberg 175 CD 175. What do you say? SU carburetor.
Okay.
So
what can you get that?
It would be difficult for me to find something that matches that here in India.
Especially because there's nothing else that was in that 2-liter capacity. There were cars, but there weren't enough, right?
Most even the SU Morris Minor and early Ambassador SU Cups were different. This is a Stromberg Cup, and I don't know any local Cup that fits that.
Yeah, the other thing is it's from a different era completely, right? A Morris one would probably not give you the right fuel distribution for this engine, right?
So I didn't look for any local alternative when it came to that. I got the correct carburetor to make the car work again, and I don't have much problems in that way at least.
Yeah, so I think you're sorted to some extent, but sooner or later you will have to find solutions, right? So I guess next time we go to another one of your cars, we'll discuss that further, right? Like there are cars that it's easier to source stuff. Maybe you just need a trip to the US and you'll get some Impala parts, right?
Yeah, if you can afford such kind of trips, everything is possible.
Of course. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see Ryan again. He may show us some more cars if he's in a good mood.
Yeah, if I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. With me, of course, because I'm quite irritable. No, I'm irritating.
That depends. It's a give and take situation,
I think Ryan wants me to bribe him. He wants some Hot Wheels or something.
Yeah. Like the one you didn't give me today.
Yeah. I guess it's these grown men, including me, who play with these toys, right? More than the kids.
The only difference between you and me is you like opening all of them and I don't.
So yeah, see you guys next time. Hopefully with Ryan, he'll show us another car of his, or maybe all of them, I don't know. Slowly.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, Hot Wheels.
I'll have to give him a Hot Wheel, bribe him, but we'll see him again. So let us know what you think about the Volvo, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Say bye, Ryan. Why can't you wave?
No. My hands are too heavy, you see.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.